Yeah. Joe. My people, it's been a while, and yeah, it's been like how many days have I not posted? I think it's been like couple of days. Yeah, but your boy has been good, and I know you've been waiting to see my dance styles and my dance videos, but guys, it's been tough. It's been tough. Things had to change. I had to change some things. I had to make some big moves, some big decisions, but your boy is here. So normally you're used to me dancing, doing vlogs here and there, but things are going to be changing also. I'm going to be trying and going other directions too. So I hope you're with me. If you're my fan, make sure you subscribe. If you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe down below. And let me give you that time to subscribe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Welcome to my new channel. Oh, it's not new. Welcome. I'm welcoming you, our new subscriber. That's what I was supposed to say. So, guys, I want to talk to you about being black in China, or experience of me being an African in China. I would say, oh my God, shit. I would say it's not easy. It's not easy, but also it's good because they tend to treat you like at least as a how should I say? Sometimes when you go to some other places, you're treated like you are sort of a celebrity, but of which maybe you are not, or maybe some you are not used that to that kind of life, because when you are home you are just a regular person. But especially with my career as a dancer, as a DJ, when I go to some other cities, they're like, wow, a black person, wow, how are you black? They touch your skin, they want to feel the texture. Oh my God. Sometimes it's annoying because you'll find an old man there staring at you. How are you black? How is your skin black and I'm white? And then they look at my palm, they see like, I'm like a white person, but when they turn to the other side, I'm like, why is my skin so dark? But sometimes you just let them be, you just let them think like that. But at times you're like, what's wrong with you? You feel like it's like racism. Some are acting like they are pretending some sort of. Sometimes it's like this, and sometimes it's a mixed reaction, because you'll find old people. Mostly this happens when people tend to touch your skin and ask you a lot of questions. There, most of them are old people. And sometimes I don't blame them, because you'll find someone has been in China. You know China, how they like to keep things to themselves. They are so, like, with privacy, China knows how to keep things to themselves. Like outside world, it's so different from this world they are living in. That's what I would say from my experience, because you'll find they have everything. They don't need to ask anything from outside country. So you'll find like people from maybe 80s, 90s, they have never seen a black person. They have never seen, maybe only on television, or maybe heard. But in some other cities I've been to, because I've traveled quite a number of cities, I can't count for now. But some cities I've been to, they don't know there is a black person in this earth. So when you go there, you are like a statue, or maybe you are like should I say an alien? Something they have never seen. So they are amazed by you. They want to know so much about you. Why are you black? Where are you from? Most of them, they call us Fejoren, of which I hear is not a good word. I don't know. Maybe someone who's in China should tell me. When someone says Fejoren, Fedorian, for those who don't know, it means an African person. And to some African person I've talked to, they say when a Chinese calls you a Fedorian, it's like it's not a good word. But we normally, because we understand, most of them, when they say Fedorian, that means that's a black person. Look, a black person, or look, an African person. So for me, sometimes I ignore, because sometimes you don't have to, they say, when you look for trouble, you'll find trouble. When you want things to be rough, they'll be rough. When you want things to be smooth, they will be smooth. So for me, I tend to compose myself, try and ignore some things, maybe some words, but sometimes I'm so sick and tired of maybe a person trying to, because there's some people who are so annoying. They find a person maybe on the subway, you went there, and then they're like, they cover their nose, or maybe they don't want to stay near you. They're like, I don't want to stay near a black person. Maybe some of them believe you have maybe coronavirus. They will close their nose or maybe wear the mask. Some of them will even they don't want to be associated with you because they believe like you are very poor. And they're not poor. Should I say like that? So there's so many people with different ideas. Some of them fear, like children. Children fear us so much. I don't know why. But of course, I know why. But sometimes you're like, why would a human being think like this? Because I'm just a human being like you. Why would you fear me? Just because I'm dark. But you just understand sometimes things are like this. So actually, I should just tell you a story. Maybe there's this day I was working somewhere, and then after I performed, this family were very, very, very happy, and they wanted to take a picture with us. So they brought their kids. The kids are very happy also when they see their mother clapping and saying, "Hey, look at these Africans!" Blah, 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 blah. And then after the show, they come. They want to take some photos. And now, when the kids realize that I'm going to go near that guy, they start crying. They refuse. The mother tries to push them. They try even to force them, like, you must take this photo. But the kid is like, no, I'm not going to do that. The father comes, tries and explain to them, there's no problem, you can take photo. This is a black person. There's nothing. He's harmless. And the kid comes down, and then he comes to us. We tend to try and make them feel comfortable. We're like, what's your name? Ni hao ma, Nicheshoma means Nichisela. Like, what's your name? How old are you? Like, just try and create a small conversation so that they can feel comfortable. But immediately the mother wants to take a photo, the kid snaps and like wah! And runs. The father runs after the kid and starts pinching the kid. Why are you behaving like this? Why are you like, how should I say? Because the father now feels embarrassed. But we understand sometimes kids, sometimes they are confused. They don't understand because they live in another world. They have never been introduced to this other world. Like there are other human beings who are not the same color like you. And teach them like there's a black person, they do this, they live like this is the kind of life, they're from this place. Sometimes there are people in China who don't teach their kids these things. So, and one time, of course, they'll come and find out or maybe meet a black person and things like that happen. So, how should I say? Being a black person in China is so complicated in China. Sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. When you go to malls, Sometimes people would not want you to, when you go to a mall, you are free. Just like maybe you are going for window shopping, or maybe you want to buy something. You go, you start touching things, or maybe you want to try something to see if it fits you and wear. Maybe test if it's okay with you, and then you can buy. But some will say, no, we don't want you to touch this. You can't touch this. You can't try. If you want to buy and go with it. You're like, what the fuck? But I've been in China for long, so this is not new to me. But when I was new, this was bothering me so much, because let me tell you one thing. When I was in Africa, I never went through these things. I never thought like one day or one time I would come and feel uncomfortable being around other human beings because of I'm different. But when you come to this world, you are like, so there is this, oh, so I can't do this, so I can be treated like this and be okay, or maybe understand. I've never felt this way. You'll go to some place, people will just stare at you. They look at you, they're like, who's that? What is he? Guys, it's complicated. It's complicated, but also those are the kind of challenges we go through. But also the good side is that when we perform, we are like now a full entertainment. They're like, because people are amazed by you, and then they look at your talent, what you're doing. Now they are so amazed, and then it's not that most people also. The good side is that people like us. People do things. People like to see us. People like to see when we perform. They like to see what you do. And they like to see your culture. They want to know more about you. That's the good side. And also because we are artists. Like I'm an artist. Like in my country, most artists they don't get treated so well. Or maybe let me say most dancers. Some are living good, but with artists, most of them are not living a very good life, because the talent in most of the African countries is not well appreciated. But when you're in this kind of country, the talent is so well appreciated. You get a good salary. You get good treatment. You get what else? Hello, Maggie.
Food is ready.
Yeah, the food is ready. Thank you so much. Also, you get you get a company that treats you very well, maybe, and gives you a very good house to stay in, like accommodation and everything. They take care of that. In Africa, it's hard to get a company that treats you like that and pays you very well. So, guys, and also the good thing in China is that, living in China as a black person, you will see a lot of things. There are so many cities, so well developed. Safety is number one in this country. You'll never fear about losing anything. If I leave my phone here and lost it, I'm very sure I will find it. That is what I know. Unless maybe it drops somewhere very far, or maybe blah, blah, blah. Maybe that way. But if I leave my phone on a hotel, even if I go and come back, I'll find the phone there. Or maybe if someone sees it, they keep it for you. The next time you'll come, you'll find it there. It's rare for me or my friends to lose their items and it gets lost completely. So this is one thing that I find it so good with China. One thing is that the means of transport also, oh my God, this is the best part, because for me, I like traveling. I like going around, like hiking. I like being active, doing kuchangamuka. I mean, being active. So you will find there's free bikes. You just pay like 1 yuan. 1 yuan in my country in Kenyan shillings is like maybe 15 bob. Yeah, they are free bikes. You just pay 1 yuan and then you can use it however you want. You can go anywhere a long distance and still not pay so much. The most amount you can pay when you go so far, maybe it's like 5 yuans. That is like what should I say, 50? I think 50 bob in my Kenyan shillings. And you can use it however you want, you see. And also there are electric bikes. That one is a bike, like the bicycle, the one I was talking about. And now there's an electric bike. You can also use it however you want. Same, free. You will find them near your hood, near the streets. There is like specific place they put them, but it's just within the community, and then you just find them and then use it however you want. So that is the good part also. And if it's transport, most people have their own car and their own electric bikes. So electric bikes here are very cheap. You'll find them from 1,000. If it's new, from the small ones, you'll find them from 1,000 RMB. That is like 1,000 RMB. That is like 15,000 Kenyan shillings. You'll find them from that amount and above. And also you'll get what else? Public transport. It's very cheap. From 1 yuan, you can 1 yuan, and you can go to the city center and then other places. So it's very easy to travel around China, and it doesn't cost you very much. The only thing that costs you is using taxi in China, because they know it's rare to get customers. Okay, even though in China there's so many people, also it's rare to get customers because most people have their own cars, their own bikes. So I find it for me personally, it's hard or it's expensive using taxi, because I would go a small distance and they would charge me like 25 or 30 RMB. So if I like to travel more and going and coming back, that is like 50 RMB. That is like 500 Kenyan shillings. I've just used like that. You understand? Or maybe 1,500 Kenyan shillings. Just like that. Maybe it's a place for 15 minutes and going and coming back. So I find it's like a bit expensive. So if you have your own means of transport, it's much easier. Like for me, I have some electric bikes. I use it however I want. If I change city, I might maybe buy a second hand. And second hand might cost me like 500 RMB. Most of the time when I change city, I just go and buy a second hand. And then when I go back to the main city that I usually work, I have my own bike there. So I use it however I want. But if I change city, I'm just going to stay for like maybe 3 months because of my contract, maybe 3 months or maybe 6 months. I just buy a second hand bike, and they charge me 500 RMB. I use it for 6 months and then I return it. Maybe they will take it with 400 or maybe 300. That's how I do it. You see, it's much easier because 500 comparing it, and I'm using it for like a period of 6 months. And if I didn't have this, I would be using taxi. Like for example, there's this day I was working in a place called Sanya. Sanya is like a Mombasa. If you know Kenya, there's a place called Mombasa. Mombasa is like have a lot of beach, not beaches, beach, water, like just a place to relax, have fun, have this sort of life. So yeah, I was living there, and there was quite a distance from to the beach and where I was working. So I had to buy what should I call it? A motorbike that uses fuel. And imagine I got it for only 500, or you'll get it 500 or 700 RMB. And the fuel here is not expensive. I would put fuel for 20 RMB. 20 RMB, that is like times 15, that is like 200 or maybe 300 Kenyan shillings. And use it. I would go to Sanya, to the beach and come back and still use it for the whole week. The same fuel. So you see, it's not expensive. And I was using this for 6 months. So, and there was this day I used taxi. Just going alone was 130 RMB. So that is almost 2,000 Kenyan shillings. So you see, it's very expensive. It's very expensive using taxi here. So going and coming back, you see, it's very expensive, like 300 you have used. And when I'm having my own bike, it's very cheap, because I'll go with it to the city. I use it to maneuver around the city however I want. I don't have trouble. Maybe if I'm lost, I'll just ask someone, because most of the time here I use translator. In China, that is one thing you should have as a foreigner. You must have a translator, because most of the places, most of the people, they don't speak English. Most of them speak their own language. Maybe for you to find someone who speaks English, maybe a student, or maybe someone who's learned very much. So most of them, they speak English. Not English. They speak their own language, sorry. So, and I think I should stop there. If you want to hear more about the Chinese story, I'll make sure and what you want to learn more, what you want to hear about China, tell me on the comment sections. And I'm happy sharing my story with you and my experience with you. Guys, thank you very much. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram also at PatoDave, Pato_Dave. And a lot more is coming. Na mkinitafuta mtanipata.